What's up guys, Gabe here from Our Simple Story. It's out here, starting to get dark, it's dusk. I'm in the middle of a thunderstorm. It's raining, already got about an inch of rain so far tonight. And I wanted to spend this night reviewing a tent made by River Country Products from rivercountryproducts.com. And they're out of Kennewick, Washington. Now, I purchased this tent with my own money. This tent was not sent to me by the company. As is the case with all my reviews, this review will be honest and it will be to the point, and I'll give you some pros and cons of this tent and what I've experienced so far. So is it dry? Is it wet? Was it easy to set up? Is it light? Is it heavy? Stick around for the answers to all these questions.
I purchased the Trekker 2 ultralight backpacking tent from River Country Products on Amazon, and it cost me $51.95 with free shipping, and it arrived on time. Now, it's super fast and easy to set up. It's marketed as a one-person and gear tent or two-person tent without gear. And it's designed to be set up with trekking poles. So if you're backpacking on the Appalachian Trail and you use trekking poles, you don't have to bring poles in addition to trekking poles. However, I am not using trekking poles, so I decided to just make my own. Now, the tent is 7 feet long and 5 feet wide, and it's 42 inches tall at its tallest. And it weighs in at about 2 pounds and 12 ounces. It comes with 8 lightweight aluminum stakes that weigh in total about 3.4 ounces. So this is not going to take up a lot of room or be very heavy for you to carry in your rucksack or in your backpack. So far, so good. What I'm doing now is I'm measuring up for the tent poles to see how long they need to be before I go out into the woods and cut them. This is my friendly Swede folding saw. I love this saw. It is super sharp. And all of these products, guys, can be found on my Amazon influencer page, which is linked down below in the description. So what you'll want to do if you're making your own poles, your own stakes, is to go ahead and clean them up a little bit, because you don't want any of these little branch stubs snagging on the fabric of your tent and cutting a hole. And then you want to whittle down the tip of it just a little bit to make it a finer point, so it'll fit into the eye hole at the peak of your tent. I'm using my Bushmaster Survival knife. I love this thing as well. You can check that out in the Amazon influencer page in the link below as well. Now, as I started filming this video, it was sunny, it was breezy, it was a nice day, and the clouds started rolling in, and lo and behold, tropical storm, which is now, I believe, Hurricane Sally, is moving in. So I picked this day specifically because I knew that there would be bands of rain moving in intermittently throughout the afternoon, and I really needed to test this tent and its ability to keep the rain out, because you can't do a tent review, you can't do a test of a tent without, putting it through the ringer in terms of rain and being able to stay high and dry. So here I am putting out the guide wires a little bit, just staking these down on the ground. These aluminum stakes are so light, and I love these. I love that they put a nice red coat of paint on them so that you can spot them easily. Because one of the hassles of a lot of tent stakes is that you lose them in the leaves and the foliage, and they're just hard to spot, and you end up breaking camp and leaving without collecting all of your stakes. But these ones kind of jump out at me, and I like that. So I picked this tent because it looked like a great tent for doing bushcrafting, or something for a bug out bag or something like that, and it was affordable, and that's kind of what their mantra is at River Country Products, is that we won't break your back or your wallet. So they offer, it seems like, good affordable backpacking gear. And I immediately started watching some reviews on YouTube by other bigger YouTubers that do a lot of outdoor gear reviews and stuff. And some of them just really trash talk this tent. And I could see where the company would come back and say, hey, we'll fix that, because this is a small company based out of Washington State. They're not this big corporate entity. And I felt kind of bad for them, because I was like, you can't just write off this product because they're still in the development process, and so they've been putting out these new models over and over and kind of fine-tuning them. And I noticed inside that there is more reinforced seam tape, and it just seems like a well-made product. It is a lightweight, so it's hard to balance being lightweight and being really breathable with durable, and it's hard to maintain that balance and find it in a product. But so far, I think River Country Products does that. The tarp bottom, the floor of this tent, is really lightweight. So if you were to set this tarp on top of, like a little sapling that you cut, and it's not completely flush to the ground, absolutely it would poke a hole through the middle of this tent and this floor. I also like the color of this tent, because a lot of backpacking products are marketed. They are, teal blue, neon green, yellow, and you're like, oh man, I just want like a good, kind of like an old school OD green tint that's not gonna like make you go blind by looking at it. And I'm so glad that they put this color out. Now you'll notice on these side flaps where the guide wires come out on the sides, there's a little flap of fabric that is meant to serve as sort of the water directing point. And it's kind of like a gutter. And I'm curious to see how this works out with the rain, because it's supposed to pour off on either side and kind of drip off that little triangular piece of fabric right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw a Rainfly over this. This does not come with the River Country Products tent. This is something made by Rainfly Revolution, and this can be found on my influencer page, of course. But I am going to take this Rainfly back off before it starts raining so that you can see just how the tent performs in the rain. But I'm just doing this to kind of demonstrate what I suggest people do with any pup tent or any hammock type situation. This is actually designed for hanging over a hammock, this fly is. But I love the pattern on it, and it's a great camo pattern if you're looking to do something like stealth camping or something like that. This is just a really great lightweight Rainfly by Rainfly Revolution. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of pull it taut and stake it down. But you'll notice right there in the first little peak of the tent, that stake is a little bit too sharp, so I need to get my knife and lob it off a little bit and make it a little bit more blunt so it doesn't poke a hole through the Rainfly. But what this does, a couple things, it increases the waterproofness of this tent, obviously. But then secondly, you're gonna see these little sides over here to the right of the tent. This is a great spot for gear if you wanted to put, a pair of shoes or, something that you're okay with, critters having access to, like some cooking utensils and cooking equipment. That's a great little spot for that. Also, if the sun is beating down on your tent, if you're out in the open area and you don't have shade, creating something like this is great too, especially if you can suspend it between two trees or two other poles. This creates kind of like a little buffer of air and insulation in between the Rainfly and the tent. It basically creates the shade that you don't have. So I highly recommend people bring a little Rainfly like this in their gear with them. This is, like I said, is an extra layer of protection, insulation, and camouflage. So this is the camo pattern, and I love the pattern on this. It just really blends in with this terrain that I live in here in Alabama. So I'm just kind of giving you a walk around and showing you. This is the inside of the tent. It's all set up. My bedroll's rolled out. Everything's going to go nice and spacious. So you could easily fit 2 adults in here. And I think with gear, you could down at the foot, because I have another foot to spare. It's 7 feet long, so I really think they're kind of under marketing the the size of the tent in that regard.
This is another view of the Bushmaster survival knife. It can be mounted vertically on your belt or horizontally on your belt as well. But so far, overall, a great knife. I really like it. This is the camouflage pattern at about 25 yards out. You can see it really blends in very well. This is it again at more like 50 yards out. And it really kind of disappears into the tree line at 50 yards. And it's about 75 yards out, I had to guess. It's pretty much invisible at that point. And this is just straight line of sight. There's not a whole lot of bushes in between, so it's a really great camo job. And at this point, I hear the rain, the pitter-patter of the rain on the roof of the tent. So I'm going to go ahead and rip the Rainfly off the tent, because like I said, as I promised, I'm going to see how this tent performs without a Rainfly in this rainstorm. So far, everything seems to be working the way it's intended to work. You've got the rain dripping off that little triangular piece of fabric and landing kind of away from the tent. That's good. It's the way it's supposed to work. And the rain's only going to get harder here, harder than what you see in this clip. Like I said, the bands and waves of Tropical Storm Sally are rolling in now, and the rain is going to get a little bit harder and the wind's going to pick up a little bit more. But there's nothing quite like the sound of the rain, the pitter-patter of the rain on the roof of a tent. Well, I want to take this opportunity, guys, and say thank you for watching this video. I hope it's been helpful for you and insightful for you. If you're a backpacker, or if you're a bushcrafter, or if you just like to get out and sleep in a tent every now and then like I do, I highly recommend this tent. It's lightweight, it's affordable, coming in at around $51, $52, free shipping on Amazon. I think they made a great product here. A couple cons to this tent. It seems like there is a little bit of excess fabric in one of the corners over next to the door. I'm not sure why that is, but it doesn't seem to be creating any leaks, but I think if there ever were to be a leak, it would start at that corner. But I'm just showing with the flashlight here how there's no water coming in. Usually if water were to come in, it comes in the corners of tents like this. But so far, so good. It's been about an hour of rain. We've got about 1 inch as I'm taking this video so far. But about right here, you see this little kind of bunched up area of fabric. I tried to pull this out and get a little bit more taut, but I couldn't do it. So it's kind of baggy here for some reason. I'm not sure if that's a design flaw or user error or what. But you can clearly see the tape on these seams. This is good. This is what you want in a good tent, is some taped up seams, because this is where the water does kind of tend to leak through the tent and drip down into your tent. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. You can hit the bell to receive notifications when I upload a video. I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers and all my old subscribers who've been with me for a long time. Thank you so much. You guys mean a lot. I read every single comment, so if you guys comment on this video, ask me any question you like. I do my best to answer all those comments, but I read 100% of my comments. So if you put it out there, I will see it. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Take care.